Hey everyone, it's Natalie. I'm back again today. I don't know, maybe I should take up my glasses off. Oh, stupid lip gloss. So there's not like a glare. Um, but today I wanted to talk about healing. I know I told you guys that my channel was gonna start focusing more on healing. And I know a lot of you guys are not at that place yet. You have to give it time. It took me 5 years, and I'm going on my 6th year of healing, okay? The CPTSD of me arguing in the car or amongst myself doing dishes, or especially in the shower. When I'd wake up in the morning, it's the first thing that was on my mind, and I was arguing with myself, trying to justify myself and all this stuff. That I don't even do anymore. It took about 4 years for me to stop arguing, 3 to 4 years to stop arguing with myself. But you have to understand, when you're dealing with PTSD or CPTSD, sometimes it doesn't go away, or it takes therapy, life coaching, your will and drive to redirect your brain. I like to say that what I do for myself is I redirect my thinking pattern. And so when I catch myself in a moment where I'm either arguing with myself, justifying myself, either out loud, and if you're doing that out loud, you really have it bad, because I had it like that. But if you're doing it in your head, you're still stuck in that trauma-based relationship. And the most important thing that you can do is to disassociate yourself from that relationship and that neglect and abuse that you went through. And the only way you can do that, it's not gray rock. See, I see all these people on here that say gray rock, gray rock, gray rock, gray rock. No, gray rock is going to keep you arguing with yourself. It's going to keep the hamster wheel. It's going to keep conflict within your family. It's going to keep you with the CPTSD and the PTSD. See, when you're in a relationship with a narc, you have two things going on. You have CPTSD and PTSD, because they do big things that really upset you, that really traumatize you. But the CPTSD, if you know the definition, is little small things continuously happening that causes you to have post-traumatic stress disorder. And when you are in the midst of CPTSD or PTSD, or both in combined, you're in a relationship with yourself of torture. And so when you are torturing yourself on a daily basis, because the first thing you wake up is you're thinking about this, or something happens, or they come over, or your husband doesn't agree with this, or you don't agree with that, or you can't meet in the middle, or you can't decide if this was right or wrong. Should the children go there? Should the children not be involved? Should I be involved? Should I not be involved? Should I excuse myself out of the relationship, let you have your relationship? But there's boundaries set in place where, like, you can't talk about our life, okay? It's very surface. Little Johnny's doing great in football. Are they allowed to come? No, they're not allowed to come. That's a rule, okay? Just because your kids are in sports does not give them the authority or give them the permission to come to little Johnny's football game or basketball game. Your husband's going to fight you on this. So what I can say is this: if it's going to be a major conflict within that for them narcissists to go to these games, is that you and your husband need to sit on a different court side than they, okay? I do not recommend this. I don't even recommend that you tell them that they have a game or a practice. That right there is going into detail about your personal life. when they're asking you how little Johnny's football is going, you just say, oh, he made a touchdown, he this and that. They might say, hey, do you mind if we come to the game? Oh, well, honestly, we really don't have time for people to come. And we just, we're really tired after work. We're just getting this hour done and we're going home. So no, like, really, honestly, you're making my wife feel uncomfortable when you're there. She can't enjoy the game. Maybe your husband might say, I'd like you to be there, but if it's going to affect my wife in a way, then no, I just rather you not be there. I will tell you as your son or daughter what the score is. Maybe I'll videotape it for you and send it to you, but that's the best I can do. Because I don't think that they have the privilege to come see your hard work, effort, and dedication to a football game or whatever it is, because we know as mothers, most fathers cannot make it to their practice. Now, they'll probably make it to the game, but sometimes they don't because they're working late. And sometimes they're coaches and they get permission from their company to go. But the thing is that if something is going to make you feel uncomfortable while you are trying to get over this trauma because you've went no contact, which is my highly recommended thing. Quit listening to people saying gray rock. Gray rock is going to get you stuck in the situation you're already in. Gray rock is bullshit. I don't know what psychiatrist thought it was a good idea to say, hey, you know what? Let's gray rock the people that are abusive to you and they can only have access a certain amount of time. That doesn't make sense. If someone's abusive to you, then they shouldn't be in your life, period, point blank. They shouldn't know anything about your life. They don't have that privilege. But because it's your spouse, you have to have, like I always say, and I've been saying it, you two need to go in separate rooms, pen and paper. If you want to do it on an iPad, whatever, and email it to each other, that's fine too. And because I understand that, technology. But the best thing to actually, when it's on like a laptop or something, I feel like it's not as sincere. But if it's handwritten, and at the end, you're telling them how much you love them, how much you respect them, how much you want this to work, and your ending is like this after your boundary list, and you exchange those, and then you go in separate rooms and read those, and then you take each other's, put them in your night drawer or wherever it needs to be, and when someone crosses a boundary, that you, instead of getting upset and setting off and starting a fight, is saying, hey, I'm working on myself. I know you're working on yourself. I know we made a lot of boundaries that we're not used to, that we're not really associated with when it comes to knowing them by heart. How about me and you both go up in separate rooms, read our boundaries again, meet in the middle, put our boundaries back in our drawer, come together, talk about it for a moment, apologize to each other, and move on, okay? And so when you're wanting to heal, this is the first step of healing, is setting boundaries with your partner, setting boundaries with the in-laws or the narc, setting boundaries even with your children, and knowing that if you allow your spouse to go over there because you no longer want a relationship with them, because you have that right to welcome the people in your life who gets to stay or leave, and they go there, you have to have boundaries on that list that you wrote saying you can only speak about these certain things. And if you have a respectful husband, he will do those things. Because I will tell you something. I've heard from other people. My husband hasn't done this, but I've heard from other people that their husband comes home and says that they said this or that to their parent, and the other woman's like, wait, wasn't that on our boundary list? Like, you crossed a boundary. I need you to go upstairs, and I'm going to go upstairs with you, and we're going to read our boundaries again. And the thing is, it's going to take practice and patience. You can't expect each other to know each other's boundaries within the first, I don't know, week, month even. Okay? It's going to take practice. And when you start having these boundaries, your healing process can start. Because you know that you can trust one another to keep these boundaries. And so when these boundaries are being set and in stone and they're being respected, then you find yourself not thinking about it as soon as you wake up, not arguing with yourself in the shower, knowing that you can trust your partner, knowing that there's boundaries set, knowing that you don't have to worry about this, and that, because the boundaries have been set and your partner knows. Now, however, there are partners that don't give a flying F about your boundaries. And if that is your partner, then you are with the wrong person. Because a marriage is two people that come together and vow to respect each other in their vows. That if someone doesn't like something, then the other person won't do it. Vice versa. That is what vows are for. For sickness and health and bad times and good times and all that, right? I don't know all the vows, sorry. But you have to recognize that if you have a partner that is a golden child or has been a scapegoat or a forgotten child, and now they're being promoted to a golden child because they've never had that validation, they're going to backstab you. And if you have a partner who doesn't see the reality of what's really going on in his his maternal and paternal family, that now all of a sudden he's been promoted and he's getting the validation and he's not abiding by your rules or respecting you when it comes to his parents, then you have a bigger problem on hand than just your narcissistic in-laws. You need to get in marriage counseling ASAP, and you need to bring both of your boundary lists together to that session. Okay? Because it seems as though, because now someone's gotten promoted in the family, because and this is the thing, the narcissist does this because they're trying to prove a point to their child that you're my special one, you are my golden child, and you should listen to me when I tell you that she is no good for you, or she does this, or she's mentally ill, and she's causing conflict in our family. When have we had conflict? They've had conflict, honey. The narcissist has caused conflict for so long in their family that everybody just quits. They just give up. They know that the narcissist is going to get their way, so they just give up. They do what the narcissist says. They get neglected by them, and then what happens is when you enter the picture and you're a threat because you're beautiful, you're young, you're vibrant, you're energetic, you're athletic, you're strong, things like that, they get threatened because they're older. Okay? And so they don't want to lose that crown, okay? The monarchy of that. Because they know that you are going to be the next monarchy, the queen, okay, of that family. And they don't like that. That's why they do everything to get rid of you. Because they rather their son be single for the rest of their life and them die as the queen, then anyone take their place and take on the responsibility of that last name and oh God, here goes my 39-year-old brain. The hierarchy of that family. They don't want that. They want to be the end of that hierarchy. Okay? You have to understand that, especially when you have your spouse's siblings not having children or getting married or anything. And if you're married to the older child, you are next in line to be the matriarchy. Okay? And they know this. And this is also why when other women with younger siblings come in, why do you think us women with the other brothers or sisters, spouses or girlfriends, we all talk like, what the hell is her problem? Like, why is she treating me like this? What, like I see the gaze in her eyes. She almost looks like a psychopath. Like, why is she treating you like this? Why is she treating me like this? What's going on? And the thing is, you have to be careful, because if you go and blabber your mouth about what you really feel is going on, what happens is because the girlfriend, wife, or husband, or boyfriend wants to up one you to get favoritism, they will go tell the narcissist everything you say. So you always stay silent, or you stay very neutral. I don't know, maybe, she's always been like this. I don't know really what to say to you. I guess you got to get used to it. This is just the way she is. I've been with my husband since I was 15. She's always been like this. This is just her personality. So this is like the response that you would give to them. But when you're going through your healing journey and you have people coming in and questioning you about this and that, you have to be neutral. Because if you're not neutral and you say something that is trying to gain either favoritism towards you or actually explain what's really going on, like truthfully, it can stop your healing journey, and it can really make the CPTSD or PTSD a lot worse. And so if you're on your healing journey, the best thing you can do is avoid these people as much as possible. So they narcissistic mother-in-laws, they like to invite you out to eat all the time. Go shopping with them. Go here and there with them. But you know what? The few times I did that, I learned my lesson. Okay? She was nasty to the people because she goes to high-end fashion places where, like, they pick out your clothes for you, and then you wait in the dressing room and they bring the clothes to you because she has that much money. Or they bring them to her house and she tries them on. And so I learned my lesson when I'm going into a store and a blouse is $485, knowing damn well I can't afford it. And she's sitting here saying, Natalie, look, I know like you and Jared are just starting off. Go ahead and choose a pair of pants and a shirt. And so it's like $1,000 for that. And I get it. And let me tell you, she never let that go. She never let that go. Don't ever take a gift. Don't ever take anything from anyone. Don't ever go to their house when they're having a dress rehearsal and they bought your sizes to try on so you can go to some fancy dinner party for them. Because even though they're paying for these things, let me tell you something. They will put it in your face nonstop. And then they make it seem as though, and they do this not only with like clothing, but the things they buy my son for Christmas or birthdays, or me and my husband, our marriage stuff, or anything like they bought us stuff, they always ask questions. Are you using this? How is everything? Do you get compliments on that outfit? Can I see a picture of his leapfrog? Are you using it every day for him? Are you using the blender I got for you for your anniversary? Even though she spread rumors and we're trying to get along. Because, yeah, anyway. They will constantly remind you of the things they buy for you. So don't ever take a gift from a narcissist. My first gift from a narcissist after 18 years was a $20 scarf. And then for my birthday, a few months later, she gave me a $20 gift card to Target, which she took me to. And the purse it was like a tote bag, was like $32 something. So I had my $20 gift card, or maybe it was a $30. So I take it up to the register, and she's like, oh, well, it costs more than what I gave you, but I'm going to pay for it. I said, oh, no, because I knew better. So I paid for my rest of the change of $3, $4, right? Because I had learned by then. But when I learned how the operation worked with these narcissists buying you stuff, is they do these things to trigger you, to remind you of the things they've done for you, which creates CPTSD back in your life, that hinders your healing journey. And so if you're on a healing journey, do not go gray rock. I tried it for 10 years. It didn't work. It caused more trauma, more conflict in my marriage. It caused me to almost lose my mind and myself. Gray rock is the worst approach to getting away from abusive people. I don't know why psychiatrists and psychologists and counselors tell people to go gray rock if people are treating them bad. You need to go no contact with people that are abusive. They wouldn't tell a woman who gets violently and emotionally abused by their husband to go gray rock with them and live in the same house. They would say, no, get the hell away from them. They're not good for your health. You're not going to heal as a person. You're going to be stuck in this trauma. So and I'm sorry, I went off. Y'all know. Come on, baby. Y'all know I go off sometimes. But if you're on your healing journey, the best thing you can do is go no contact. I don't care if your husband likes it or not, and you fight and tiffer. He's going to get over it. And every time he goes, you have your little boundary list. You have all the things. He's going to come home kind of probably either upset or tell you something that upsets you. Don't make it a huge issue. Just make it known that in a polite way, like, hey, can you go upstairs and read what I wrote you? Or that was not appropriate for you to share. And I'm sorry I couldn't join you, but you know how your parents are, because they know. Your spouse knows how they treat you. They know what they've said in private whenever they're at those dinners. I've been called a nobody and a nothing for many years in private with my husband. Many years. When the money wasn't being spent on me. It was being spent on him. Doing sound systems and buying his weed and all this other stuff. And his parents were going through his mail, even though he was 19 years old working at the plant during the summer while he was off college. So they will do and say everything. My baby was 1.5 when they put the D word in my freaking life, the divorce word. And you know why? Because I got sexually assaulted by the maintenance man 3 times in front of my son, and I could do nothing about it because he was in his crib, and all I could do was allow him to sexually assault me in front of my son to protect him, because I knew a butcher knife was right next to me and I was going to stab him, but I didn't want that in front of my kid and traumatize him. So I didn't do it. So he couldn't speak a lick of English. I called the cops. Everything got done. So while I was in counseling, and she offered counseling, I didn't even think about counseling. She said, Natalie, I will watch your son while you're going to counseling find a counselor near my home because she lived about 25 minutes away. So I found one. Well, in the background, what she was doing, what I didn't know, because I thought, oh, finally, I got the mother-in-law I always wanted, someone that's going to help me through trauma, someone that's going to be there for me, help me with my child, because I had all my other relatives were, like, close by Houston, and I was in Austin. She was pulling my husband aside and telling him to divorce me because I was mentally unstable for being sexually assaulted. And now I have to be put on medication because I'm mentally ill. I'm sorry, but any woman that gets sexually assaulted 3 times, and it was graphic, it was hardcore, in front of their 1-year-old, who was watching it the whole time, and all you can do is protect them. And she was back there telling him to divorce me when I needed my husband the most. These are the type of people you're dealing with. You can't go gray rock with them. You have to go no contact if you want to heal. I still haven't healed from that. I'll be honest. I'm on my healing, like, there's different healing journeys for all of us. There's a healing journey for this trauma, this trauma, this trauma. I'm still on my healing journey for this, especially when she was saying, take Bryce, hide in a hotel, which I found him. I had Bryce, but I found him. You need to, he came, like, this is a different story, but he came home in tears after that conversation because I wasn't invited to that dinner. After the sexual assault, he came home crying. Okay, I've never seen my husband cry like that, saying my parents just sat me down and told me that they're gonna pay for our divorce because they think you're not mentally well because you got sexually assaulted, and they're afraid for Bryce's life, my life, and not mine, of course. And they're afraid you're going to do something that's irrational. Anybody that got sexually assaulted in front of their 1-year-old child and had to have it happen graphically in front of them to protect their child, my husband should not be going to a dinner talking about divorcing me because of that. He said, Natalie, I'm here for you. I'm your husband. I should be here. I don't know why they said that. If anything, I need to be here more than anybody else on this planet Earth for you right now. That's what he told me. In tears, hugging me, crying. How do you think it made me feel that I had to tolerate that with this guy who couldn't even speak a lick of English and had my son witness this? And they tell him to divorce me because now they think I'm mentally ill while they're watching my son while I'm going to therapy? See, these people have an evil agenda. They're trying to push you out of the family, and they will use any excuse to get you out, even when it's not your fault and police were involved. So if you want to be on your healing journey, you got to cut ties completely. No gray rock. Gray rock is the worst thing. It's just going to cause you more stress, more fights, and more trauma. That's my message. I'm going to stop. Guys, y'all know I go off. I'm sorry. You guys know I go off. I'm so sorry. But, like, it does anger me. Because I'm like, dude, I lost my virginity to your son. He was my first boyfriend, my first hold hand, my first kiss. I married the only man that I've ever been with. I've done everything right. I've always had jobs. I've never depended on my husband. I have my own business, taking care of special needs animals. I raised fundraisers for special needs animals. I took care of a dog for 11 years in a wheelchair because of the genital spine defect. I had to wake up every 2 hours to change his diaper. Sometimes he shit on himself, and I had to clean him at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm a good person. I don't know what else I can fucking do to prove to these mofos that I'm a good person. I'm a good mother. I'm a good wife. I'm a good provider. I work. I don't have to work, but I work to help my husband. What else can I do to prove? You know what they told my husband? Natalie can't demand respect. She has to earn it. Well, what the F else can I do to get your respect? What else can I do? That's the frustration about this. I've done everything right in life. I'm a God-fearing person. I help other women. I do life coaching. I help special needs children. I help special needs animals. I raise fundraisers for all of special needs children on different websites and animals, and give them wheelchairs and donate wheelchairs and have connections in all these communities and donate and do all this stuff. But I have still not earned their respect after 25 years. You see my frustration? It can't be earned. It can't be demanded. It has to be earned. What else can I do to earn it? I'm a damn good mom. My whole life, I live here for 3 years. I've lived here. My husband comes home 4 days a week. If not, he has to work 2 weeks at a time, then comes home 5 days. I'm here by myself, getting my son up, ready for school, getting myself ready for school, feeding the animals, doing any other, shoveling snow in the driveway, doing everything, grocery shopping, clothes shopping, just like everything. I do everything as a single parent, and I still haven't deserved the respect while my husband's in another state making money, and I'm here alone all the time for 3 years. And I still do everything. I cook, I clean, I do everything. My house is well taken care of. Look, do you see anything wrong with my house? Do you see anything? Look, counter, cleaned. No dishes in the sink, okay? Look. Yeah, I just folded laundry, okay? Yeah. I mean, I do everything. What else can I do to prove to them that I'm a good person, that I deserve respect? That you can't. They're narcissists. They don't like you. They never will. They've made their mind up. So you have to make your mind up on if you really want them in your life. You get to pick and choose who get to be in your life. And you don't have to be forced to have people in your life that you don't deserve. Because they definitely don't deserve you. You can't have your husband force you to be in a relationship with people that treat you and abuse you. Treat you bad and abuse you. You can't do that to yourself. You've got to learn boundaries, and you got to learn that the only way you're going to heal is by having people that are abusive out of your life. I'm sorry. I apologize. But y'all have to understand after 25 years my frustration. Y'all have to understand some of the comments I get that y'all don't read because I delete. I'm sorry. I apologize for being that angry. But when you've been through what I've been through in 25 years, you'd be angry too. No woman ever would have put up with what I put up with. And thank God, I'm a bull. I'm a Taurus. Even though I'm a Christian, I shouldn't believe in astrology. I am. I'm a bull. And she done effed with the wrong person. And I taught her a lesson. Peace, love, and harmony. Bye, guys. I'm sorry. I got upset. It's just that after 25 years, dude, I'm trying to get on my healing journey, but there are things that I still need to heal from, like being sexually assaulted in front of my son, and I could do nothing about it. And she offered fucking counseling while she watched my son in the background, pulling my husband aside, telling me I'm mentally ill because I got sexually assaulted, and that she will pay for his divorce. I need to heal from that. I admit it. That's my flaw. I need to, and then when she hid my husband out from me in a hotel and I found him on an iPad. These people are evil. They're conniving. You can't trust them. Gray rock is the worst thing you can do. You just cut them out of your life. So, because once you cut them out of your life, your healing journey will begin. It is slow at first. It's going to take many years. Hopefully, some of y'all, it can take a year. But mine has going on 5-6 years. Because the damage that they've done over the 25 years has taken me this long. And all these people that come on here and say, well, I've been married for 2 or 3 or 5 or 7 years, and my mom's a mother-in-law's a narcissist, and this and that, and they complain about this and that. They have no idea what they're really in for. They really don't. They complain about that. Try 25 years, and I'm not putting you down. Try 25 years. So the question you have to ask yourself is, do you really want to stay in a marriage where you already see that after 2 to 5 years? Because it doesn't get better, especially when you have kids. It gets worse. Peace, love, harmony. Bye, guys.